Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are in the world. Now then, what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juice little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Yes, they are, aren't they, my delicious little babies, okay? Yeah, I've got me a little family of crows outside, my delicious little babies. Could you hear them? And they're all coming for a little feed, my delicious little babies. Now then, yeah, so I hope that life is treating you all most deliciously, my little beautifuls. Now then, so it has been, if it's raining, it's raining. So it's been raining today, my delicious little babies, okay? I mean, it's still, that doesn't mean t-shirt weather, but it's very, let's just say, very grey out there. Okay, my delicious little babies, you never know, it might brighten up a little bit later. Okay, my delicious little babies, so what we're going to do, so I've actually got, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, my delicious little babies, 5 pieces of information, my delicious little babies. Now then, so let's get to the first one, shall we? That doesn't mean no once again. And the time is, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? It's 25 to 2 in our old England today, my delicious little babies. Okay, so you've had the weather forecast from myself, and I hope that the weather is far better wherever you are in the world, my little beautifuls, okay? Now then, so the first one, you see, this has come up on my feed, my delicious little babies. Okay, now I've never seen them before, and with anybody, not in that way, okay? This one here, he had less actually yesterday evening. What was it, 2,000? I think he had just over 2,000. He's now got 2.76 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. And he's called... it's all in capitals with spaces on old YouTube, my delicious little babies. Darren with a double R, G, so Gee, alive and critical. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Darren, G, alive and critical, all in capital letters, spaces in between, my delicious little babies. Okay? So he's been putting up some videos. I actually did put on one of his videos yesterday evening. I put a thank you, and I put bright blessings to you, and I put I will be advertising you tomorrow. Okay? Now, you're probably wondering, this isn't usually, I feel, my field, okay, my delicious little babies, but it was rather interesting, there we are, with what he had to say. He was doing like shorter videos, like 6 minutes, 8 minutes, like that now then. Anyway, but because I put that... that doesn't mean that I was going to advertise him today, my delicious little babies. Well, I then received some sort of reply calling me a mug. Oh? Well, anyway, I just sent back. It's not like myself, but occasionally I will do so. And, I thought, you damn rink, man, calling myself a mug. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you look at the comments, because it seems very positive to this young man. There we are, the comments, my delicious little babies, okay? So I just put, at the end of the day, words to effect, get on your back and pedal fast, you little twat. You know what I mean? I said, do not send me silliness now. Look at your damn self. I do believe it's been deleted, it looks like. Anyway, my delicious little babies, but I'm not putting up with that shart, you know what I mean? What's his name? Stew Potts. So whoever the effing stew pot is, the effing pothead man, do you know what I mean? He should wind his neck in and shut his effing trap. But the fact of the matter is, I actually thought it was very important what this young man said at the end. What did he say? Lives no nerves. Larves, no nerves. And I think he has these little leaflets as well. Now, I've seen that, my delicious little baby. So I'm not pointing because that's rude, my delicious little baby's Kai. I've seen that has been very positive because nobody should have to live in a world of violence, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? So I see that he's wanting, there we are, to do good things now. Okay, but he's clearly upset about something now. This is all to do with something. I only seen 2 little videos, so this will more than likely be a one-off, my delicious little babies. Okay, like I said, this is not my normal field. Who are they talking about? James doesn't mean no. James English. I don't know a James English, my delicious little babies. I've never heard of the man. Okay, but apparently they used to do, I don't know at one point if they did videos together, but once Darren joined James, then the numbers went up. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? But I'm not entirely sure what all of this is about, but, you know, nevertheless, you know, I'm sure that, there we are, before I even say it, I'm sure that something will fit in somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? There we are, my delicious babies. Anyway, so the next one, my delicious little babies, this one here is... this is in the old space bar on YouTube again, my delicious little babies. Capital C, Chuck, space, capital S, Swindle with a double L. Okay, my delicious little babies. Then Junior, capital J and lowercase r, and then full stop. Okay, my delicious little babies. So that's the uploader. So it's Chuck, Swindle, Junior, full stop. Okay, my delicious little babies on old YouTube again. This uploader happens to have 56,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies. Now then, that doesn't mean no, just got an itch. And this one here, interesting, yes. I've talked about the Khazarian Mafia. There we are a number of times, my delicious little babies, okay? And when I've been out in the street. Now, you know, if I'm having a conversation, I talk about all different subjects and topics, my delicious little babies. Everybody knows what I'm like by now, do you know what I mean? I don't come up for air half the time, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, this video should read Khazarian Mafia, the God Eaters. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'll repeat once again, Khazarian Mafia, the God Eaters. Okay, this video, my little beautifuls, is 1 hour and 36 minutes and so many seconds, my delicious little babies. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Now, I started listening to it, but I shall, there we are, continue to listen to it, okay? It started out really good, okay, my delicious little babies, so I will be listening to it at some point today. Well worth a listen there, okay? It's just, you know, to try to, shall we say, to try to understand history, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? Now, then, the next one, my delicious little babies, okay? Well, this one here is 22 minutes and so many seconds long, my delicious little babies, on old YouTube again. Capital U, unreported space, capital W, world. Okay, my delicious little babies, that's the uploader. So it's unreported space, world. Okay, my delicious little babies, this uploader happens to have 1.49 million subscribers, my delicious little babies, so a larger one. Right, the video should read young girls force-fed for marriage in Mauritania, my delicious little babies. Okay, so just repeat that again for you. Young girls force-fed for marriage in Mauritania. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, it's now going to go backwards. Yeah, this one here, my delicious little babies. Okay, so there's a woman who's gone out there, doesn't mean no. There's a woman who's gone out there. Anyway, she was weighing them, you know, on the scales, my delicious little babies. You know what I never liked? When she said, you know, stand upright. I thought you flipping cow. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? Again, that's another fine example. No manners there either, my delicious little babies, and she can talk perfect English. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, and basically, these young lassies are as young as 11. Okay, my delicious little babies, I think they can be a little bit younger as well. Now, what's happened is, because it's poor, in the country, my delicious little babies, okay, and they have droughts as well, okay. Well, what it is, basically, to marry off their young, so a mother can marry off a young bairn now, little daughter, okay, because it's one less. What are the words that the mother hen uses? It's one less mouth to feed. Now, delicious little babies. But you say, in order for somebody, this is how they seem to see things, my delicious little babies, how they seem to see things, okay, is that if they fatten their little bairns up, their little lassies now, the little daughters, then there'll be more marriage material if they look fatter, my delicious little babies, okay. Now, me, myself, personally, the way I happen to find this has been, well, it is child abuse. And they're there to force to drink and then to eat this, whatever it is. Okay, now, if they get too full, there's actually, it is on the video, my delicious babies, if they get too full, they're asked to go and project it, to vomit it out, so that they can come back and continue drinking and eating. When you actually look, my delicious babies, there we are. It's absolutely sickening, man. And, and they were asking one of the little lassies, you know what I mean? I mean, she didn't want to do that. None of them do. I mean, you can see them lined up. You know, their body is not meant to go through that pressure and that strain. Okay? But what kind of business is this? To make a little young lass like that, and it's happening regular, my delicious babies, okay? To make a little young lass like that, to fatten her up, what, just for marriage? And for a lot of them, they're usually married before the age of 15, my delicious babies. It's well worth a watch, this is, my delicious babies, okay? It's sickening, absolutely sickening. And her mother, the mother hen, your woman there, blatantly says it, because basically, like, I'll just repeat it again, it's one less mouth to feed. I flipping damn rank and disgust. There we are, and disgusting. That is, my delicious babies. But of course, this is what you're dealing with the other parts of the world. I was watching another one. I'll have to write it down for you, my delicious babies. I do not have time today. I'm sorry. Okay, I've just had to do this now quickly to get my video out to you, my delicious babies. But there's another one in Zambia. I mean, that poor young lass doesn't mean her. That poor young lass, 14 year of age, you should have seen her face. She was just numb. When she was being asked a question, she was just numb. She was just staring straight. She had to leave school. Then they put her in a hut, in a tent thing. Then they teach her, they teach her that, like when she's got a husband, that she's got to do all this kind of dancing and everything to keep him happy. And in this case happens to be a dirty big man who's 48 years of age, marrying a 14-year-old little poor lass now. And she never wanted to marry. She wanted to go back to school. But then for a month, they have her in this tent. And then the night before the wedding, everybody else having celebrations and she's stuck in the flipping tent. This is different parts of the world, my delicious little babies, okay? But over here now, this is not the way that we live. Okay, so we do not marry our little bairns off, our beautiful baby daughters. We don't marry them off before they're 15. We do not... for them to end up with a big dirty man now then. And that man there, my delicious babies, he's been married for 25 years to his wife. And the reason why he's marrying a 14-year-old, why he married her, is because he said that when his wife gets ill, that this younger one here can... this is Dan Rent can carry on flipping doing all the jobs. Disgusting, man. Do you see what I mean? But we over here do not do that. We do not fatten up our beautiful little babies, to cart them off to go and get married, my delicious little babies. But can you see? So that's why when I talk about and others talk about, And again, it's got nothing to do with racism or prejudice, Mardelishlik babies. The fact of the matter is, these are different things, different customs that different ones do, and it doesn't always mix well with the Western world. Mardelishlik babies. I'm not shouting at you, Mardelishlik babies. I'm not shouting at you. Not at all. But this is what you get now then, do you know what I mean? It's like, these kind of things just do not happen. You ask the average English family, they wouldn't dream. They'd be horrified that we are seeing these videos. Absolutely. Okay, my delicious little babies, but like I said, I'm not shouting at you, but, this is what I'm saying. One to say, some cultures, they get along together. Like I said on my previous video, take the colour away, we're all the same. But the fact of the matter is that these cultures seem to, and all of this business now seems to be instilled into these different cultures, my delicious babies. Me personally, I just cannot make a head and a tail of it. Just figure of speech, my delicious little babies. I cannot make head and a tail of it. I mean, I obviously it's clear that I can see. Do you see what I mean? But I just cannot see why, in these different cultures, why they would be wanting to do these things. Not at all. I actually feel so sorry for these young lasses, bless them. My heart, there we are, goes out to them. But if you actually look at a lot of them, do any of them look happy? No, they do not. Disgusting, man. Anyway, the next one, my delicious little babies, and then got two more, and then I'm going to be over and out, okay? The next one, my delicious little babies, is this is in the old space bar in YouTube, my delicious little babies, and the capital B, that's the uploader, Bloomberg, 2 words into one, Bloomberg space capital O Originals. That's the uploader, my delicious little babies. So Bloomberg space Originals. Okay. This uploader, it's a large one. This one, 4.72 million subscribers, my delicious little babies. Okay. Now, for some of you, you may know this channel, but for myself, I think I've only ever seen it once. But anyway, nevertheless, I was looking for other things, and then I came across this one. Okay, my delicious little babies. The video should read, how a killing in Peru exposes the dark side of tourism. Bloomberg investigates. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you once more. How a killing in Peru exposes the dark side of tourism. Bloomberg investigates. Now, this video here, my delicious little babies, I think it was about, was it 40? I think it could have been about 40 odd minutes long, my delicious little babies. Now then, so what's happened is, Peru is a beautiful place. They've got a place called Rainbow Mountain. Now, for some of you, my delicious little babies, you may have been there or you may know of it, okay? For others of our delicious little babies, you would not know, okay? Anyway, the mountain looks, there we are, absolutely stunning. I mean, I've seen other videos to do with Peru over the years. One was called, what was it called? Oh gosh. Natter or something. Anyway, it's where they went to go and do all these like kind of meditations and take this thing. Anyway, there was a couple of passings there as well. My delicious little babies, and what they do is they just put them on the road. Oh yes, know all about it. There we are, that my delicious little babies car. So not everybody sadly gets to go home. So they're going there for an experience, and very sadly, not all make it home. You know what I mean? And of course, for the family to investigate, yes. Now then, my delicious little babies, well, what it is with these Peru, kind of is with their subtitles. The fact of the matter is that they've got a problem there as well with the mining, because one's by the rights to the mining, okay? Where they should just leave it. It's natural, it's beauty. And this is what the Peru, population talking about. Also for the fact that they do not believe that the state, or like some form of government, should always be in their business, my delicious little babies. You really need to take a listen to it, my delicious little babies. But in the process, what happened was, because it's about, we're talking about money, do you know what I mean? It's all greed. So then once the tourism started and they wanted to go to Rainbow mountain. I mean, it just does look stunning. Is it a place where I'd ever want to go? Even looking at other videos over the years, no. But I'm not saying it's not a beautiful, it looks so beautiful to look at, it genuinely does, okay? But certain countries now, I just wouldn't trust, for myself to go. Do you know what I mean? It's either your spirit wants to go there or not. And in my case, it's never a place where I wanted to go, okay? But I was very interested in that to do with what I talked about earlier to do with Peru. Yeah, that's very interesting. Anyway, my delicious little babies, and so the sheer beauty of it is absolutely wonderful. But once again, when the tourists come in, what happened was, because there was such a lot of ka-ching, ching, ching passing hands, nobody knew what to do with it. Do you see what I'm saying, my delicious little babies, Kai? Which, of course, consequently, there we are. This would then start to cause arguments. Do you understand what I mean, okay? But it's well worth a listen to that video. There we are, my delicious little babies. I do believe that was uploaded 6 days ago. Okay, my delicious little babies, but well worth. And a man, bless him, called Flavio. He was the one who got killed. My delicious little babies, very sadly. Okay, and it's all over ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So sad, isn't it, my delicious little babies? It's just great, but of course they don't want the miners there. And to be honest with you, I think they were even stopping ones going up to Rainbow Mountain, and then of course they're also talking about, that really there should be old Bill, there should be police there as security for when the tourists go there. Well, nobody should have to go to a place like that. And really, if ones just want their country to be left alone and all of the sheer beauty with all the minerals and resources and everything, well, why should they not just be left with what they've got in their country, in their land? Can you see? It's damn greed, isn't it? But again, this is ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. What happens? It's just very sad. Anyway, my delicious little babies, and finally, this is on YouTube as well. I think this is about, what was this? Is it 24 or it could be 30 minutes long? My delicious little babies. I've just looked at that many. I'm sorry. Okay. This is called, now for some of you, you'll know this. For others of you, you may not. Okay. Capital S in YouTube. Again, my delicious little babies. Speakers, space, capital C, corner, space, revival. Okay, my delicious little babies. So it should read, once tapped in, should anybody have any form of an interest, speakers, space, corner, space, revival. Okay, my delicious little babies. This upload happens to have 65.8 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. Okay. Now then, the video should read, Bob boldly defends free speech, confronts Islamic radicalism. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you. Bob boldly defends free speech, confronts Islamic radicalism. Okay, my delicious little babies. And the free speech is 1 exclamation mark, but I'll put 2. Yeah, my delicious little babies. And now I'm going to close my book. I'll have to write down that one to do that poor dear little Zambian young lass. Yeah. But yeah. I just personally, I mean, obviously it's their culture and everything, but me, myself, personally, I do not feel that any young lassies or anything like that should be treated in that way. That's just my view, my delicious little babies, Kai. I'm a woman with a view. There we are. I shall have my effing view, and that's my view. I do not agree with it one bit. Okay, it's disgusting. Anyway, my delicious little babies, Kai. This is about 2 men having a discussion. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay. It's a really interesting, there we are, discussion, sorry. Stumbled there, my delicious little babies, yeah. I stumbled for a reason. Because you see, this is it, but they're having a conversation. So there isn't any sort of, let's just say, getting angry. There we are, a conversation, my delicious little babies, okay? But it's well worth listening to that video, okay? And of course, it's how can I explain? It's one trying to explain to the other and vice versa, okay, my delicious little babies? I feel that the videos that I've put out today, my delicious little babies, there we are, is well worth a watch of them. just a little bit of time out of one's day or night, okay? As I would always say, in other countries, there we are. You see how the other half live, my delicious babies. Well, the fact of the matter is, we do not want any of that here. I'm just done saying it, because that's not how we should be. Okay, my delicious little babies. So, sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected. Okay, please take care of yourselves now, my delicious little babies, and please try to take care of others. And how I love you also. Thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments, my delicious little babies. Okay, and how I love you so. But yeah. It just appears to myself that in some countries, men seem to feel like they are super duper superior and that women are clearly second class. Okay? Me personally, I just think they are absolutely damn rank and disgusting. That's just my view, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? But neither should they have that child abuse, trying to feed a young little lass like that now up then. To make her bloated and everything, just so that somebody can marry her up. No. Disgusting, mad, little babies. Anyway, I'm not going to say no more. So please have a super duper and delicious and beautiful time wherever you are in the world, okay? You just look after now. Love ya. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.